I didn't know you could finance love through someone else's social security number. The diamond was heavy. That was the first thing I noticed when I woke up. It had a physical weight to it, a platinum anchor dragging my left hand into the mattress. I lifted my arm, catching the slice of morning sun filtering through the blinds, and watched the stone fracture the light into a dozen tiny rainbows on the ceiling. It was perfect. It was massive. It was the kind of ring you see in movies, not on the finger of a marketing coordinator living in a rented townhouse. I rolled over, smiling so hard my cheeks hurt. The events of last night replayed in my head like a highlight reel. The private room at the Gilded Steer. The violinist playing, Can't Help Falling in Love. The way Mark's hands shook when he opened the velvet box. The champagne toast. The way he looked at me and said, Emma, you are my future. I grabbed my phone from the nightstand. The Instagram notification bubble was a solid red dot with 99 plus inside it. My post from last night, a close-up of the ring with the caption, I'm marrying my best friend, had blown up. Likes, comments, DMs from high school friends I hadn't spoken to in a decade. Everyone loved love. Everyone loved a rock the size of a grape. I felt safe. I felt chosen. For 3 years, Mark had been the steady one. The planner. The guy who reminded me to get my oil changed and held my hair back when I had the flu. We were a team. Then, my phone buzzed. It wasn't a like. It wasn't a text from my mom. It was a push notification from Credit Karma. New account opened. Zales Jewelers credit card. Current balance, $10,450. I stared at the screen. My brain, still foggy with sleep and leftover champagne, tried to process the words. I blinked, waiting for the notification to disappear, assuming it was a glitch, a phishing attempt, a mistake. I tapped the app. It opened with a cheerful green loading bar. Changes to your credit report detected. I scrolled down. There it was. A new trade line. Opened yesterday, February 14th. Creditor, Comenity Capital / Sales. Limit, $11,000. Balance, $10,450. I sat up. The duvet fell away, and suddenly the room felt freezing. I didn't apply for a jewelry card. I haven't applied for credit in 2 years since I bought my Honda. I clicked on the Account Details tab. Applicant name, Emma Stone. Applicant SSN, XXXX, matched. Applicant DOB, June 12, 1996, matched. Current address, my address. Everything matched. My identity, my credit history. And then I saw the contact information linked to the application. Email, mark.stevens88@gmail.com. The air left my lungs in a single, sharp whoosh. I read it again. Mark's email, not mine. I looked at the ring on my finger. The rainbows on the ceiling suddenly looked like warning flares. He didn't save for the ring. He didn't work overtime for months like he said he did. He didn't sell his motorcycle to invest in us. He walked into a jewelry store, used my social security number, which he knew because we filed taxes together last year, and opened a credit card in my name to buy a ring for me. He proposed to me with my own debt. I felt a wave of nausea roll over me. It was a physical punch to the gut. I looked at the bathroom door. I could hear the shower running. Mark was in there, singing. He was singing in the shower while I sat here realizing that my best friend had just committed a felony against me. I stood up. My legs felt watery. I walked into the living room, needing space, needing air. I sat on the edge of the sofa and opened the full credit report. If he did this, what else did he do? I scrolled. My thumb was shaking. Inquiry, Wells Fargo personal loan. Date, February 14th. Status, denied. Inquiry, Pottery Barn financing. Date, February 14th. Status, denied. He hadn't just bought the ring. He had tried to take out a loan. He had tried to finance furniture. He went on a spending spree with my identity on Valentine's Day, and the only reason he stopped was because the other bank said no. The shower turned off. The singing stopped. Babe, Mark's voice called out from the bedroom. You up? I'm making waffles. He walked into the living room a moment later, a towel wrapped around his waist, water dripping from his hair. He looked fresh. He looked happy. He looked like a man who had gotten away with it. Morning, fiancé. He grinned, leaning down to kiss me. I turned my head. His lips hit my cheek. He pulled back, frowning. What I'm about to do next isn't just a return. It's a forensic investigation of my own life. By the time this investigation ends, Mark isn't going to have a fiancé. He's going to have a case number, and something worse that he can't even I'm again. To watch full story, kindly follow instructions on screen.